Uh, Greetings, namaskar. Welcome to this series, Coaching Conversations between Constantine Pappas and Srividya Nagaraju. Today's topic is beauty of failure. Taking forward from our previous conversation about we are not here to impress, but we are here to express ourselves. We are moving into beauty of failure. We look at a lot of beauty in many things, but looking at failure as a beauty, interesting, isn't it? Let's understand what exactly is beauty aspect of failure. So to begin with, Con, tell
Yeah,
me, what does failure mean to you?
as you said that, it's easy for us as coaches, Shri, to, we've set this up that failure can be beautiful, right? And it's very easy to say that and coach others on through that. I view failure through two lenses. The first lens is when we are experiencing failure, when we're in the cocoon of failure. It can feel tough. We may feel stuck. We may feel shame. And I use the example of when I was struggling with my sexuality as a teen, and to my early 20s at least. I felt like I was stuck. I felt like I was in a cocoon. I felt like I was a failure in life. I was comparing myself to others and doing other damaging stuff because I was stuck in my head. Now, in the moment, that is normal, and we can't just tell our coaches if they're going through failure right now that, oh, it's beautiful. No, we're experiencing that and getting really present and accepting those feelings. The second part, second lens, I view it, Shri, and reflecting on where we are now, is how I've grown. And if you want for a metaphor, is almost become a butterfly as a result. So breaking out of that cocoon and how I learned from that and become a much better person, a much bigger person, and therefore a more effective coach. That's how I view it. What about yourself?
Yeah, well said. If I have to define first, I think success or failure is a perspective. Because what I consider as a success, someone else can say, oh, that's not a success, that's a failure. Because for me, any effort is a success. I make an attempt to do something, that itself is a success for me than the result. So we measure failure success based on the outcome. Many times the outcome may not be in our control, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of external factors. So for me, failure is if I have failed to try something or attempt something, that's a failure.
Very good. So taking a step and being willing to fail. So why is it important to address for you, Shri?
Oh yeah, that's important. Why should we talk about failure?
Yeah.
Is normally, yeah, it's important because people, when there is a failure, let's say outcome is a failure. Let's take very simple example, an examination. Right? All of us, everyone, it's most common across the world. We all take some examination and maybe we can fail for whatever different reasons, does not matter. But then how do I interpret that? Do I interpret saying, okay, I am a failure, or I have just failed in this examination?
Mm-hmm.
We've had, at least definitely I can talk from India, after examination of 10th grade or 12th grade, a lot of people even commit suicide.
Yeah.
Why? Because they start thinking, I am a failure, as if the life is end. We have hit a dead end and I can't move forward. I am a failure. This is the message I want to share with everyone, that we might fail in a situation or an examination, yes, and that's momentary, like you said. But we are never a failure because there is always some experience and there are more opportunities in life to move on. So if we can take that learning and move on, that will be great. What do you think?
Well, first of all, I think your example is very poignant about young people and what they go through during exams, and I think it's a global issue, right? Because we get stuck in our heads. So there's three key reasons. I mean, the first one is we have to break the taboo that failure is ugly and success is beautiful. Now, to do that, number two is to understand the experience of failure that makes it ugly. The shame, the self-loathing. Again, to your example, we get stuck in our heads. And again, we look at the outside world at a surface level, or social media again, we see it surface, and how come not me? Or what have I done? So we get stuck in this horrible coaching in here. But thirdly, what can I take responsibility for around failure? So yes, one, it may have I may get stuck about failure, but how am I? How am I perpetuating this myth? Am I putting other people down? Am I really aware of about how other people are feeling? What can I do to reassure people that what they're going through right now, very authentically, may be a good experience? Am I creating healthy conversation? So that's why it's important to me. So, Sri, to summarize, 3 key insights. Number 1, failure is momentary. Number 2, I am not the failure, but I may have failed in the situation. More importantly, not taking action or getting uncomfortable is failure. And the last piece I'd like people to reflect on is, what am I doing to perpetuate failure in others? Or what conversation am I creating around that?
That's perfect, Con. So, should we continue this conversation, because this is an ocean of beauty of failure? So, let's continue this conversation in the next series. Thank you, everyone. Namaskar and greetings.
Thank you. Thank you, Sri.
Thank you, Con.